ladies and gentlemen, and others of League Zero. My name is Acronator. I am your not Acronator. Wow, we're off to a great start. My name is Hedwig, your expert division coordinator, and your color caster for today. I am joined by the lovely Abraxas, who will be your streamer and our play-by-play caster.
That is me, yes. Hello.
He's also the novice division coordinator, so that means he's the boss of these people.
That's scary to think about.
I don't know why. Why did we give Abraxas power again? Good question.
I'm a diligent and hardworking member of staff, alright?
Sure you are.
Okay.
Don't worry. You do a great job. Alright, well, for those of you who are not aware and just sort of hopped in, this is Wisdom Academy versus Edinburgh Monarchs. I do believe our current number 1 and number 2, although I could be wrong
Yeah,
on that.
they are number 1, number 2. So this is like the Battle of the Titans, sort of.
Yeah, it's a very important match because I do believe, let me just pull up the season 3, what's it called?
Wisdom or...
Not schedule standings. Wisdom is 6-0 and Edinburgh is 5-1. I don't think there's any way for Edinburgh to overtake them in this match, at least as far as I can tell, due to the fact that it would make, if Edinburgh wins, it will go as both of them being 6-1. However, their map differentials, Wisdom's will be higher no matter what. We just received R from Wisdom Academy, so just waiting on it from Edinburgh.
Merlin also gave an R for Edinburgh. Yeah,
Did?
he gave it a little bit ago.
Okay.
We're going
well,
in.
Then we'll be heading right into our match of Lijiang Tower. I said it yesterday, I'll say it again and again. Control, you can run a lot of things. This map, though, in particular, you usually will see dive tanks, just because of the fact that there's a lot of boot potential and a lot of mobility that needs to happen. Although I have seen some Rhine comps recently that run through the white room in the back.
As expected, both. Whoa! I'm expecting both teams to actually run just straight Shadow Dive. Maybe RQT will swap over to the Pharah. I would like to see that. RQT's a pretty good Pharah. But it's looking like they're just probably going to play Shadow Dive.
The problem with Pharah is you're either sacrificing a Lucio or a Moira. If you sacrifice Moira, you basically don't have healing. And if you sacrifice Lucio, you don't have speed. The reason both teams are opting for this Metro is just to TP out. I'm betting they will swap off. Although, if you're going to run Sim, this is a map you can do it on. Interesting choice, though, that Empty chooses to run... Yeah, we see both of them swap. Empty chooses to run the Torb instead of mirroring that Sombra pick.
That's pretty weird. Both teams are diving in.
Currently, there's nothing really happening too much on point, although RQT
kills Thigh. That's huge. That might have just opened it up for them. As EM are just jumping on it. But Spongy gets Merlin. That's a big pick.
Honestly, that's a bit of a bigger pick because, especially with, the problem is Zorthcon also dies, so now they're both down a tank. However, one team, Sombra just came back for Wisdom Academy.
RQT got Zorthcon out of his mech, though, so that's their Diva gone. And Vesper King's also out of their mech, so he's traded.
Well, they sort of traded because
and
Zorthcon
Panda already has...
map.
Holy, that was a huge... He already has that Blossom? They both have Blossoms. And Spongy's was bigger.
A lot bigger. Unfortunately, that kind of comes down to who had mech and who didn't have mech. Zorthcon had his mech, and Red Panda had popped his Moira ult, which means that there really wasn't a ton of value RQT could do. On the other side, Spongy, Vespa King didn't have his mech at that point because he'd gotten demeched a little bit earlier. Therefore, that's kind of what won them that fight. However, they are going to come in here with the ultimate advantage. If you look, they are going to have 4 ultimates, while the other side...
And Merlin picks off Spongy Cheese before the fight can even start.
How does a Reaper die to a monkey? Zorthcon's mech dying, and this will be a very quick turnaround for the side of Edinburgh, unless they can pull some, like, god tier plays off, but no.
This is just looking like all EM.
Stall. Yeah, it'll just be stall from now. Spongy almost kills Merlin, falls very low. They actually didn't have to pop a single ultimate there besides Monkey, which you notice he's already about 36% back, so Monkey Ult builds fast, and that's honestly, if you trade a Monkey Ult for a fight, I'd absolutely take that.
Yeah, that pick really just opened up that whole fight for them. Like, when you lose your Reaper, that's one of your biggest sources of damage. And I was like, at first when I saw the empty Torb pick, I thought it was weird too, but he's actually getting pretty decent value off the Torb. It's not that bad a pick. Both teams are just fighting each other, but Merlin gets hacked early on. That might spell disaster.
It's going to force them to push
Empty
back.
pops.
Merlin chooses to aggress a little.
Empty pops the goo. That forces Geekcake to pop her beat. Huge EMP from Titanic. Spongy Cheese is just killing 2 with the Blossom just to clean up the fight. This is looking like it's all Wisdom Academy.
Yeah, it's a good counter beat from Valerie. The problem is just having 5 team members hacked means that if Reaper can do enough damage on already weakened characters, that shield health honestly won't help that much.
Time to raise my APM.
Wisdom Academy are literally just pushing to the spawn doors right now. They're not even scared.
Well,
I say that and then they back up.
Hell, that's the problem you're going to see with running this Torb. Yes, Torb is getting value, but you don't have EMP or Hack, which are 2 of the strongest ultimates in the entire game.
Vespa King, both bombs come out. This is looking like it's EM. Yeah, as always. Both these teams are really evenly matched. It's pretty nice to see.
It's incredible. Oh, Empty, who got the hammer kill.
Disrespectful.
Oh my god. That was incredibly good play from Vespa King. Titanic was trying his hardest to kill RQT. He was on a sliver of HP. It was a very nice DM usage. Saw when the reload, he took that time to just recharge his DM and then put it back up before Titanic could kill him. Oh, Moira
Valerie gets that
dies.
boop off Red Panda. As Merlin also gets hacked, so he can't really brawl. But it's looking like he's just going to anyways. But Pog pops the call?
That's a very questionable use of
Oh, and Pog gets booped by Geekcake.
I mean, it's... The Coalescence I highly question, considering that's going to be a pretty good ultimate. The problem is, Valerie doesn't have this beat, and they have EMP. Granted, they don't really have a ton to combo with it, but EMP in itself could be a good combo, except if Moira and Diva fall off the map.
But the EMP comes out of Titanic, finding 5 from the side of from Edinburgh. I almost called him Element Mystic because I see EM at the bottom.
Yeah, that doesn't... That was just Valerie getting a 2K and just kind of instantly winning that fight, because there's nothing you can do if you don't have a tank and a main healer, especially when that main support had Coalescence.
Yeah, that whole round was really back and forth, but I'm expecting to just see standard brawl. Yeah, standard brawl coming out from both teams.
Merlin's not opting to... Okay, there it is. I'm like, if Merlin doesn't opt to swap to this Reinhardt, I'll be concerned, because...
Is Vespa King gonna stay on this Diva, though?
I doubt it. I mean, he's not swapping. That kind of concerns me. Sure, Diva's fine, but, like, running...
is gonna farm him.
Symmetra's gonna farm, and Zarya, you're missing out on Graviton, aka one of the strongest ultimates of the game, probably only really beaten by, like, Echo ult, because it is Graviton as well.
Oh, and then Vespa King just kills Titanic early on. It's looking like Edinburgh are gonna clean this fight up.
Well, that being said, Merlin falls very, very low here.
Merlin picks off Minimax, though, so... Wisdom don't have a tank line anymore. It's just Spongy Cheese on the point, trying to hold it down. They're just gonna clean up Geekcake on the point too.
Merlin's 91% to his ultimate, Minimax at 10%.
He just got bullied.
Well, no, I think it was like he got 2 6-man fire strikes, and he has his ultimate.
Yeah, he's just gonna get a free shatter.
They're not gonna expect this. Like, no way in hell do they expect him to have shatter.
He shatters 3! That's huge! Minimax picks off RQT though, and Empty trades and kills Titanic. So both teams are down at DPS right now. Looks like Wisdom Academy are just aggressing on the point. See, that's like the perk of having Zarya. But Merlin just cleans up Minimax. Coalescence coming out from Red Panda. He's just desperately trying to keep his team inside of this fight. And the barrier comes out from Spongy Cheese. Spongy Cheese kills Vespa King. There's no chance for a remech. As Empty pulls out the tire and kills Zorthon with the tire. But yeah, Wisdom are just going to clean this point up.
However, they do have to use a lot more ultimates than they probably wanted to. That's, well, no, that's only 2 ultimates.
They're coming up on Grab
actually-
Shatter.
Yeah. Well, Grav Shatter's a bit of a waste. I highly doubt they'll use both. If they do, I will tear into them because those are both single solo winning ults. To use both of them at once is an extreme waste to the highest degree.
Titanic's off to the right, though. He's going to do a tire from the back. Titanic gets 3 with the tire, but Zorthcon pops the grab. A little bit of a waste. While Vespa King gets Geek Cake and Spongy Cheese with the bomb. Spongy Cheese is just going to... Spongy Cheese turret is going to pick off RQT. That's weird. Just shoot the turret, RQT.
I understand, Valerie? I understand why they popped Grav, but, like, the tire... Well, no. I would understand if the grab happened at the same time or before.
It happened a little after.
Tire. It happened after, so I'm like, are you good?
I think what might have happened is... Actually, I don't know what happened.
Terrible shatter.
Minimax just whiffs the shatter while Pog pops the Coalescence to keep his team so they can push through. But Minimax kills Merlin. That's going to halt their charge. Minimax getting pretty aggressive here, holding this choke. He's not scared. Or Red Panda's orb picks off Empty. And Minimax kills Valerie.
And here's where you're really going to suffer with having this Diva over not having the Zarya. Sure, you can eat a lot of things. The problem is, look at Zarya's 100% charge, and she has no contest on the other side.
RQT pops the pops the Death Blossom and gets Red Panda. Minimax kills 2 with the charge. Is this going to be enough for Wisdom? It's looking like it's going to be.
It's just so much damage that there's almost nothing you can do to really contest it. It's 2 beams at full charge, and yeah, Valerie can't even stand up against it. Merlin's gonna have to touch on the ball. It's technically possible as a win.
Titanic's popping the tire. Who's he gonna get? He's just gonna get Empty. But
Titanic
Merlin,
himself
they traded pretty evenly there. Merlin's just gonna keep spinning on this point. No one's really trying to shoot him or contest him. And it's honestly looking like this point might flip to EM. But that pick off the Pog by Geek Cake is really gonna turn the fight. Minimax shatters 4. The graph comes out.
Yeah, that's a clean Wisdom Academy play there. There's not really a ton that Edinburgh could do besides, you know, just finish,
Score.
you know, not play Diva. I think he got 2 bombs, one of them at the very end and one mid-map. Neither of them did anything. Like, Diva's just not the pick here at all. And maybe Vespa King is a Diva one trick, and if that is so, you're a Novice. It's not hard to play a semi-decent Novice level Zarya. This is Novice, people. This is not Expert.
I don't feel like the Diva pick is necessarily bad. I just feel like Zarya gives a lot more utility when you want to play a really close-up, point-heavy brawl.
Diva is bad right now.
That's
There's
just
a reason why...
disrespectful.
I am a disrespectful person. This is the reason why I cast. They just don't notice...
Merlin just goes in for the charge.
Merlin.
He inted.
Merlin.
This is
How
just
many
Wisdom Academy
times-
cleanup.
So, Merlin, I think you need to learn how to unbind your shift key, because that's the 4th charge where I've seen you hard feed and lose a fight because of it. Vespa King also doesn't turn around and notice that his health is getting destroyed by a Reaper that's sitting on top of him.
It happens.
Bit of a misplay from Edinburgh. Bit of a misplay.
They're just going to keep pushing back in here, though. They're not really scared.
Why, Torbjorn?
The Torb pick is Pog. Trust. Trust in the empty Torb. And it looks like Edinburgh, they're kind of... It looks like they're kind of confused. Are they going to push in here, or are they just going to keep not wanting to push in?
Right now, they're just wasting resources, as Moira's healing is probably almost out by the amount of spam she's having to heal up right now. I seriously don't know.
Merlin has no shield, but he's coming close to Shatter. The Coalescence just comes out from Red Panda and Pog. They're just, you know, lightsaber dueling right now. But Zorthcon picks off Empty. That might be big for Wisdom. They need to be pushing in, and Vespa King dives in and gets demeched instantly. That happens.
Please swap off the Diva. You're only at 60% to your ultimate. Zorthcon is at 90. This is probably going to be one of your few chances to actually swap, because by the time you get your ultimate, you're not going to have another fight. You need to swap off the D.Va because they're running Symmetra Zarya, which destroys a D.Va mech. And I still don't understand
The wall comes up from Spongy Cheese early, though. And the beat.
Oh, that was such a bad...
Oh, that's a huge shatter coming up from Minimax, though. This is looking like it's all Wisdom Academy as they're just picking off everyone. Spongy Cheese getting the 2K there, and MT jumping off the map.
QT had the most telegraphed ultimate I've ever seen. And Geek decides to pop his beat early. If I was RQT, I would just sit there.
The grab comes up early for Wisdom. They're not even going to let them get near the point.
Nah.
But they still get the touch off.
Look at that. Hey, would you look at that? Vespa King still doesn't have his ultimate. The entire map, 100-0, not one bomb. Huh. I wonder why you don't play D.Va here.
They playing old meta. That's what they doing. They playing old meta.
They playing shit meta.
Whoa.
I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on stream. I don't think Akri or Pendy cares.
I don't think anyone's gonna flame you for it.
I'm the staff. If they have a problem, oh well. Freaking divide. This is a nice boop, and pretty much the only reason why they actually kind of won that first one, because, like, if they didn't, I'm pretty sure they would have lost, considering it's a 5-man EMP, and Red Panda had Coalescence.
Yeah, guys, you got an issue with Hedwig cussing, take it up with Hedwig. He is staff. Right.
Well, that was an interesting first map. EM's biggest weakness was the fact that they chose to run the stupidest comps on the face of the planet. Mainly, they ran D.Va instead of Zarya on maps that you'd run a Zarya like 99% of the time.
Even with
if you're running Rhine,
even with the D.Va, I'm not necessarily against the D.Va, but I would have preferred every other off tank in the game. Like, you have the whole selection of off tanks to click, and you click D.Va.
If you're just double main tank, Orissa's better. Orisa is garbage, and Orissa's better than D.Va, because do you want to know what D.Va doesn't have? She doesn't have a very combo-worthy ultimate, because guess what? Any shield in the game blocks it, unless you EMP it, which EMP is used in so many other combos. Why the hell would you choose D.Va? Volskaya? Okay. Please don't run D.Va. Please. This goes to all of you teams out there. If you run D.Va, I will cry. Okay, no. There are some maps where D.Va is... Like, I can't think of a map where D.Va's, like, actually good, where you wouldn't just run, like, a Wrecking Ball or something, because Wrecking Ball, A, his ultimate is more better for area denial, B, he's more survivable, C, he does way more messing around with the enemy team, if you think about it, D, he's much harder to kill, like, I could go on and on. Nuck in for Geek. Okay.
It's an interesting swap.
Who the heck is Young Suyu?
Oh, it's one of their DPS. They're
Who's DPS?
Edinburgh's.
Okay.
And it looks like Wisdom Academy are staying on D. Can you
I'd assume so. Like, there's not really a reason to swap from offense to defense unless you're like expert in trying to keep momentum. But even then, that's a little weird because you could also get momentum choked because attack is much harder than defense.
Please, Vespa King, go Zarya, please.
Or Ball, or Sigma, or even Orisa, or Hog. Just not D.Va.
I'm still expecting the Shadow Dive mirror from both teams. I'm not expecting anything
Shadow
too
Dive,
crazy.
then fine. Run a D.Va in that, I guess. I'd honestly still maybe prefer Zarya, but D.Va and Shadow Dive, fine. You weren't running Shadow Dive.
Zarya and Shadow Dive?
Shadow Dive is a brawl comp.
Yeah, I just still feel like D.Va's better.
It depends. It depends on what map you're running it, who you're playing against, etc., etc., etc.
Oh, I gotta do the dots. Don't want to get flamed.
The dots?
You know, at the top of the screen, the little green dots that light up.
Oh, yeah. Also, Abraxas is your SR, right? Is is the SR on the stream, right?
Yes, it is 0 to 2500. Who's asking?
Me, because it wasn't the last time you streamed.
For real?
Yeah, I was casting and I checked the stream and I didn't say anything, but I think it was like I think you put expert when it was advanced or something.
No way. I have to check this. AJD said, Hedwig is my favorite caster ever. You have fans, Hedwig.
Thanks, AGD. I'm literally trash at casting. I'm just very good at trash talking.
You're trash at casting. I'm over here like, what am I supposed to talk about in play-by-play?
Play-by-play is literally going over every single thing they do.
My brain doesn't
Like,
work
if a
that
fight
fast.
starts, okay, there both are. If a fight starts, you're supposed to start talking about what's happening, in the fight.
That would be a good tip if my brain worked quick enough.
That hard.
I don't know, man. I feel like I'm thinking too much. I'm thinking too much stuff. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see what they're running out on. Hopefully, Vespa King does not click Diva. Please do not click Diva, Vespa King. And he clicks Diva. Oh, but they're running the Shadow Dive, so I'm fine by that.
Kill the Torb! I'm going to have a literal aneurysm.
I don't know if Empty's Torb was the issue on Li Zhang.
Did you see him get a good ultimate once? Did you see his turret do anything?
Did you see him get a bad ultimate?
I didn't see him get any ultimate besides like one.
Oh, he goes on
nothing.
He goes on to Kree.
Okay, that's fine. I don't care. Good. Kree, please. Better than Torb. That's an interesting composite. No. No.
What are
Oh, baby.
Edinburgh doing?
That is just dive. That is dive, and that is trash.
Oh my God,
I mean,
Merlin misses the jump. He missed the jump.
Both teams are running the same thing. Besides, you know, Widow, which is better than Kree here. Okay, well, I guess it's sort of fine here if you're running a full dive comp.
Merlin is just 1v4ing on point right now, and it looks like Minimax is diving in. But it looks like they're just backing out, and can you blame them? This Pharah is just... Oh, Merlin DMX Zorthcon, though. That might be big for this Pharah pick.
Extremely good. 3 of them get anti,
That's
though.
a huge anti.
Nothing really
As Merlin
comes from
just
it.
dives on to Wisdom Academy and gets their supports in a corner. Well, it looks like the pretty even trade coming out.
Only problem is that
Valerie
RPT
gets the...
res.
Yeah, so it didn't really matter that much in the long run. But, like, Titanic is dueling RQT and Valerie in the sky. So...
RQT, hit your rockets.
Titanic's coming up on the barrage. He's got it. He's probably looking to barrage RQT, if I'm being quite honest. While Minimax kills Empty and RQT kills Nukmar. But Minimax gets the pick on Pog. This is looking like... This is looking like Wisdom hold this defense, though.
Well,
Oh my God, Titanic hits 2 back-to-back mid-air shots on RQT. That's huge.
Titanic is very, very good. Yeah, no, I suspect... Mercy, please. Actually, no.
Merlin
duel,
gets
please.
the kill on Zorthcon, Baby Diva.
Why
It's
did
looking
you-
like they might be able to turn this around. Merlin gets 2. The
it's
Primal
gonna be-
Rage coming out from Minimax as well.
Well, the
Titanic
problem
is still
that
sitting on this barrage, though.
Defenders have a technical advantage here that because yes, the respawns are coming in faster for the other side. The problem is Edinburgh is not doing the best job at like actually focus firing. If you look, please. How? There were 3 of them alive. They stared at Nukmar rezzing. Huh? My brain.
Wisdom are holding strong. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know if it's Wisdom playing good or Edinburgh playing bad.
Both. A little bit of both.
The Titanic Forest just... RQT's got nothing on this man.
RQT should honestly probably swap to a double hit scan comp because
Titanic kills Empty. That just totally shuts down their whole push. And Spongy Cheese kills RQT. The res gets canceled by Titanic on the Valerie.
Or at the very least, maybe try
And
a
both supports
Widow.
are just stuck in this room. This is, yeah, Wisdom are just going to clean clean up, kill Pog. EM are just forced to back up. But EM have ults, and so does Wisdom. Wisdom have quite a few ults, actually. But Valerie makes it swap over to Lucio while they still have the Pharah?
Pharah's gonna stay. Why? Why are you staying on Pharah if you swapped Lucio? I'm fine with the Lucio. I'm fine with the Lucio swap. Don't get me wrong. RQT, like, he's so low already.
Titanic's just... Bomb comes out from Vespa King, though, gets no one as the Nano goes out onto Merlin from Pog. He finds nothing, but Titanic kills Pog. That's huge. Nano coming on to Minimax from Red Panda. Empty pops the Deadeye from the high ground. Minimax just kills him with ease. Vespa King picks off Nekmar, and RQT picks off Spongy Cheese, but Titanic kills RQT in return. Titanic also cleans up the Lucio.
What hell was that?
Well, Merlin pops Primal. He's still trying to save it. Merlin, it's over.
Merlin, you're really not going to do much.
Pog comes back onto the Moira, though. And Titanic just pops the barrage to clean up point. Empty is desperately trying to contest on the Tracer, but he just gets cleaned up. As RQT comes back on the Genji and gets nothing.
That was a Pharah diff.
I think it was handling the Pharah diff. That's really what it was.
Well, I mean, Titanic was hitting some nutty shots, while RQT's focus fire was... interesting, to say the least.
Switching sides.
That was...
Okay, so obviously Titanic Pharah is causing you some problems, so I would highly suggest maybe trying a double hit scan comp, because... Or just playing a Shadow Dive and saying, screw you, Pharah, we're going to fight the rest of your team and leave you and Mercy to do nothing, because that's why Pharah didn't work into Goats, and Shadow Dive is just 2-2-2 Goats.
I'm just still trying to wrap my head around that defense. That's really all I'm doing. And Wisdom just come out with the Shadow Dive. What comp? Edinburgh! I mean... I like the innovation, but it's got me confused.
Okay, so let's see here. I still hate the Torb. I will always hate Torb, but Torb is better on defense than it is on offense, thank God. Hanzo's a fine pick. Hanzo's very good on here. Orisa, Reinhardt, I can see its value, but why? I'd much rather see one or the other. But okay, I guess. And then Lucio Bap. I mean, that's a fine support line. Huh. They're gonna lose probably to Shadow Dive because this comp is playing extremely clumped up, and there's a Reaper and a Sombra.
Some Academy are just wrapping around left. They're taking their time.
I mean, the problem is this composition. Look at it. There's like 4 people all sitting right next to each other.
Wisdom can play for 6 ults and they'll be fine. Wisdom just jumps on.
Or, you know, hack
the hack comes out. Nekmar gets picked off early, that might just shut down their push. Minimax dives and gets killed. Empty with the 2-piece. Empty popping off. Oh, but Zorthcon gets the exiting kill on Merlin. I mean, they're not backing out. Spongy Cheese kills Pog. This is still really winnable for Wisdom Academy.
See, the problem is they tried to push, and I sort of understand why. Why did Titanic just walk? How does he have that already?
It's Coalescence. So Zorthcon kills Vespa King. Empty picks off Titanic in the back line. This is looking like it's all Wisdom Academy.
Who needs ultimates when you can just do that?
Hello.
Shadow Dive is such a good comp if played right. It's crazy.
And this is why you shouldn't try whatever that was.
I'm still a strong believer in that they tried their hardest, and that's all that matters.
This is competitive. This is competitive Overwatch, bud. That's
this game, I really want to like what they're trying to do.
I like,
but they look so confused. It'd be different if they had like. It'd be different if they were running these new comps and they look skilled on them, but they don't. And that's what the issue is they kind of look like Wisdom are just ahead of them in every single aspect.
Why not try the mirror since they've never run the mirror before?
With the Shadow Dive? The Shadow Dive mirror?
Yeah, considering Empty has never played Sombra, he's only ever played Torbjorn, and don't get me wrong, his Torb was fine, I guess, on that last point. Sombra's a better character. Like, hands down. Her ultimate is one of the best in the game. Once again, probably only topped by maybe Echo's ultimate because it's Echo's ultimate.
I think if actually I don't think I know if Edinburgh want to run the mirror matchup between Wisdom Shadow Dive, they have to put Youngsu in over Empty because Youngsu's always been like their Sombra player. I feel like if they can mirror and Shadow Dive, they might be able to pull it back because they're not a bad Shadow Dive team in any way. Like don't let their current game confuse you. Not a bad Shadow Dive team.
Edinburgh is a good team. That's why they're second. I'm not understanding why they're playing like this.
Yeah, they look bad. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Edinburgh, guys, we gotta step it up. You're the number 2 seed. You know it. A lot of people aren't. When the number 2 seed gets swept, it is looking like it's gonna get swept so easily by the number 1 seed. It's not. It doesn't look favorable, and I feel like they need to put Youngsu in, run the mirror, and roll. That's honestly the best thing I can give them.
Who is Youngsu?
He's their Sombra player.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
I recommend that.
He's a really good Sombra player at that. Like, all of their games,
Navina?
he's been pretty standout when it comes to the Sombra.
Navina would be Wisdom.
Yes.
I'm not sure why he's here, but okay.
But I mean,
What map type? Hybrid. Geek and for Nuck. Okay, so maybe Geek and Nuck are like their alternating supports and they just run one way. Oh, wrong. That's Greek.
wait, what happened?
I accidentally swapped the wrong players. And Nookmar goes back to blue. Okay, going to maps. It's Kings, Ike, Holly, I'd suspect. Kings Row? Just because it's Kings, pretty much no one counterpicks Kings. How much time do they have, by the way?
They have 1 minute 40 seconds.
Okay. If it's not Kings, it's probably going to be Hollywood. No offense to Eichenwald. I like Eichenwald as map. It's just, it's competing against Kings and Hollywood, which are two of the best maps in the entire game. I really want to see Edinburgh succeed here. I just want to see them stop trying to play this Torb comp. Because Torb is okay. Well,
I don't.
He's okay as a character. The problem is you're trying to play Torb when the enemy is playing Sombra, and Sombra is EMP bot. So
The Torb pick isn't bad. If I'm being quite honest, I think they might be running the Torb exclusively so they can keep tabs on the Sombra because she can't really get back in the back line and harass if there's the Torb turret with the constant threat of just mowing her down whenever she. Yep, there we go. Youngsu in for Empty. They're probably going to be mirror shadow diving Wisdom Academy. This is about to be a game, hopefully.
Hopefully. I mean, it wasn't.
What
It's
map did
hard
they choose?
to. They haven't chosen a map yet, which is strange. I'm guessing a minute left.
Yeah, they have 20 seconds. They sort of need to.
they kind of need to get this map really quickly.
20 seconds for a map, or we're playing Volskaya again. That's what I'm hearing. They said Kings. Heck yeah, brother. We're going to Kings.
All right, well that's my bad then. If they want extra time, then I'll give it to
Hedwig,
them.
can you set yourself to online real quick in Overwatch? Actually, wait.
Sh-
I'll just do this.
Sure. All right. Give them an extra minute just because I took a bit of their time. Because I didn't see King's Row. That's my bad.
NA host.
NA host. Oh well. Yeah, King's Row, not so shocking. It's probably the most favored map in all of Overwatch. I can't really think of a map that people like as much as it. I'd suspect probably first point to just see the Widow spawn peak, and then you're right, probably the Shadow Dive mirror. Although, if you're going to run Rhine comps, this is definitely a map to do it. Missed for RQT.
What? Misfire's a...
Oh.
I want to actually say... I'm going to make a comment about Misfire.
Okay.
From what my experience has been working alongside him last season on Plat Chat, Misfire is arguably one of the hardest working players ever. I wish teams would give him a shot with like coaching and being a starter. He's got mad potential if teams just commit to making him a good player. I wouldn't even say making him a good player, just give him the play time. Give him the scrim time and he can easily become one of the better hit scans.
All right, well,
Novice. Are we going in?
Time is up anyway. We've gone well over time, but I was giving them some extra just because I took time off the clock for not seeing Kings. Misfire, I mean, they're giving him time now. I hope to see, because RQT was playing well, don't get me wrong. He was definitely one of the strong points on EM. We'll have to see if Misfire's Reaper can hold up to RQT's. Other side, it's probably just going to be that same Shadow Dive, maybe the Reinhardt. It depends what they really want to run.
Misfire's on the...
Okay, this is new meta.
I'm not that mad at this comp. This is a good comp.
This is new meta.
Yeah, I know.
It's less... You're not going to see it as much this week because it is sort of newish, so people are still getting used to it, but you're probably going to see this a lot in playoffs. This is a very strong comp, so if they can run this right, then they could absolutely dominate. Because here's the thing about this composition in general, is that the strong suits are that there's no one really on that composition that really gets rushed. Like, there's sort of three groups. There's Hog on it by himself doing Hog things. There's Mercy, Tracer, and then Sigma in one clump. And then, or sorry, not Mercy, Tracer, Sigma, Ana, Tracer, Sigma, and then Mercy and Echo in their own clump. So there's no one to really dive here, and that's what I love about it.
Merlin gets the early pick on a mini-max, though. That might set it up for them. But Titanic is just going to hack Merlin. That's going to force Edinburgh to back up a little bit. Titanic is just farming in the backline. He hacks that mini, and he's just going to keep farming Merlin for ult charge. Look at Titanic. He's at 35 from his EMP. Paul gets hacked, and they just walk over him. Red Panda gets that pick early, while Spongy Cheese picks off Merlin easily. Valerie goes to res Merlin there. I feel like this is going to be extra ult charge for Wisdom to just kind of bank off of, but he gets out safely, so...
Yeah, it's not a ton of ult charge for them. The only thing you are going to notice is Titanic basically has his EMP, and that could be very large here. They need... If Edinburgh wants to win this, they're going to have to get some pick potential.
Yo, the rock from Vespa King cancels Red Panda's Coalescence out. Youngsu kills Spongy Cheese in the back line. That might be enough. That really might be enough for Edinburgh to just kind of push in on this.
Oh, definitely. At the very least, push in, if not win the fight outright.
Titanic has to be looking for this EMP. Titanic goes for the EMP. He gets 5 with it.
Geek does die, though, to a very nice sticky from Youngsu.
Merlin gets hacked by Titanic. Please let this man play the game. He just got done hacking him. This is going to be Wisdom Academy cleaning up again.
Somehow they actually turned that. I'm not really sure how it was. Minimax dying is going to be very nice for them because they're not going to have that Reinhardt.
But Zorthcon has that grab.
Yeah, Zorthcon has that grab. Minimax has that shatter. It's a lot of ultimates on both sides, really. It's probably going to be more of an ult fest.
Wisdom Academy just going to give them some space, let them get some ticks probably. Merlin gets nanoed there. That's a pretty good preemptive nano. He's just, yeah, that whole hog, he's just going to melt. Vespa King eats Zorthcon's grab! That's huge! Vespa King picks off Red Panda and the Zarya. That's huge for them. Geekcake desperately stalling.
I'm not exactly sure how that works. But good job, Vespa King. Okay. They also pop the, what's it called? Words are hard.
Yes, they are.
They pop Creel, that's what it is. And
Spongy Cheese gets pulled, and he just instantly dies.
that's the thing that I love about this comp, is that it's just
Titanic!
such a...
EMP's 5! That's looking like enough. Minimax shatters.
It's a lot, but you only really get 2 kills for those ultimates, and you're holding this close. Oh no, this is the choke that I like to see them hold, so...
Vesper King has that sick flux, though. This might be it for them. As long as he doesn't get stunned out of it by Spongy Cheese, who I don't even think is alive, then that's... or hacked by Titanic, then it's all of them.
The more likely thing to happen is it's just gonna get beated.
He got hacked out of it. That's huge. Misfire copies the Reinhardt. He's already got the shatters. He gonna lay it down? No, he keeps swinging.
Nice!
Misfire.
That's a bit of a misplay. I mean, if you're gonna use copy and copy that Rein, you gotta make sure you stay alive to get off at least 1 shatter, if not 2.
He had the shatter. He could have easily looked away. Spongy Cheese. Oh my god, that was a disgusting shot onto Youngsu. He was not expecting it. But Merlin, they nano Merlin. He's going to pop the hog again. Titanic gets 4 with the EMP. Excuse me, 3 with the EMP. That might just shut them down entirely. Spongy Cheese in the back line with the Deadeye. He gets no one. Minimax picks off Misfire, so that might be enough. That might be enough to stop Edinburgh's pick. Merlin gets hacked by Titanic. He's just going to keep farming him.
I really want to see, because what you're seeing basically is Titanic is just... Look, he's already 50% to his next ult. He dies. Never mind.
Yo, that's huge! That's a huge pick from Youngsu onto Spongy Cheese.
Oh,
Minimax shatters 3! Valerie goes for the res. Valerie's just gonna get killed. Wisdom Academy, turn it around again. These guys' clutch potential cannot be understated. They're so good.
That's how you cancel a res.
Acri will be happy about that one.
All I'm gonna say is Red Panda, no. Red Panda, no. Red Panda.
Misfire kills Red Panda.
Red Panda was emoting. Oh, that's so rude. Okay.
Misfire's coming up with this duplicate, though. Grab comes out from Zorthcon, catches only 3 members of Edinburgh. That's enough to clean it up.
What I want to see is them swap to it. I still want to see a Sombra. Youngsu is doing very, very well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not. Like, he's consistently getting picks. The problem is Tracer...
Oh, what? I was watching that. Youngsu's just chilling. Man was vibing. Minimax said none of it.
I want to see the Sombra just because it's Sombra's ultimate. The value of Sombra ultimate cannot be understated. And now that they're off the hog, you have a less of that sort of new meta comp and more of a weird brawl.
Misfire copies the Rhine again. He gets shatter, but he gets EMP. That's a 5-man shatter, or 4-man. I'm dyslexic. Misfire gets the shatter off, though. That's going to be enough. Zorthcon picks off Merlin, though, but this is 4 picks for the side of Edinburgh. They're just going to clean it up. Who didn't see it coming? They finally get past Arch. Good for them. It took a few ults, though.
Not just that, they also have 40 seconds, which really isn't going to be a ton of time. It's definitely doable, though. Youngsu needs to stay alive here, though. He cannot die.
Merlin has that shatter, though. This might really be enough to turn it around for EM. If he just catches Minimax, he shatters 3. That's Minimax. Zorthcon and Titanic down. Spongy Cheese pops the Deadeye in the backline, trying to make something happen as he picks off Valerie. It's not going to be enough, though. The coalescence coming out from Red Panda. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. Edinburgh just walk through, get the point. Wismer just going to be backing up. Youngsu throws out the pulse bomb, gets nobody, but Merlin cleans up with the red kill on Red Panda.
Ooh, a little bit of overaggression, though, is going to cost them 2 of their players. They're going to have to back up here, which isn't really what you want when you only have 1:30, and you pretty much have to cap with time if you want... Well, no, you pretty much have to cap with time if you want another attack.
Red Panda makes a swap over to the Baptiste, though. I'm not opposed to it. Vespa King is just sitting on this flux. He's probably looking to get a few picks with it. The fear of Titanic's hack has to be keeping him away, though. Youngsu gets picked off by Zorthcon. I saw that coming. I was so confused why Youngsu was just sitting there. The hack comes out onto Merlin. Vespa King pops it, gets Minimax. The lamp comes out for Red Panda. Titanic picks off Merlin, though. The graph comes out. Only gets Vespa King. I'm surprised it get eaten. Zorthcon gets purple, though. This might be enough as EM could turn it around. EM It can.
Unfortunately,
Titanic with the
can.
2K. Spongy Cheese cleaning up, killing Paw.
They are gonna have 3 ultimates here. It's basically impossible to cap with time, which is unfortunate. But as long as they can get a cap, that's what's really gonna matter here. Vespa King swaps over to the Zarya last minute. I'm fine with that.
I think it's better, but they should have swapped over to it early. But
Oh,
her early EMP comes out. Misfire can't even get the duplicate off. It gets 5. Titanic cleans up as the tank line for Wisdom Academy just charge on. They're not even scared. Minimax getting a 2K, picking up Valerie and Vespa King. And he
And
solo
no one
shatters
can
Youngsu.
stop.
The disrespect.
oh,
Engaged. Reinhardt.
that's really unfortunate.
That was just...
Score 0-2. Switching sides.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie. That was... I mean, EM there at the end, when they were pushing, I feel like EM's... Vespa King kind of held onto his graph fluxes a little bit too long, if I'm being quite honest. Like, they would go like 1 or 2 fights without him popping it. But besides that, Wisdom Academy just looked stellar on that defense. They looked like any time it was going to flip over to Edinburgh, they just brought it back. I mean, you really can't deny Wisdom Academy's clutch potential.
What I'm gonna say is that was a much better look though from Edinburgh.
Oh,
Like,
without a doubt.
that composition, I liked that composition a lot better. In this composition they're running now. No, Vespa King, please stay on that Zarya. Please.
Why the Orisa? They're so committed to this Orisa. Just go Zarya. What is the issue with Zarya? She's just as good.
Okay, here's my question. I honestly don't know this. It's quite possible that Vespa King just really isn't comfortable on Zarya, which is uncommon in an off-tank player.
It's not good for your off tank to be more comfortable on Orisa than Zarya. I don't think that's the issue. I really don't think that's the issue. I think Vespa King can whip out a really good Zarya. I don't know what comps they really got him running up in the lab. Well, concocted something.
Yeah, I mean, if it works, great for them. I just don't really understand the problem with Double Shield is that Sombra Reaper just melts a shield.
Was Academy just going to go through Hotel?
They
the
are
early pick
running
on the Spongy
Zen,
Cheese
which
might
I love.
stop him.
I love the Zen here. Zen is...
I lied. Zorthcon gets the pick on Valerie.
Oh,
Zorthcon also picks up Pog. He's just sitting in the back line. Merlin desperately goes for the charge, but hits the wall. This is Wisdom Academy just clean up this point and they cap it under 30 seconds. Jeez. These guys are crazy good. Now, okay, Vespa King makes the swap over to the Zarya. I feel like they're gonna get a lot more Zarya, or a lot more value on the Zarya. Youngsu makes a swap over to Junkrat, misfire onto Soldier.
This is a brawl.
Yeah.
This is a brawl spam comp.
They're playing
which
double
is good.
choke.
What I would say is actually something that a lot of people I think are underrating is how powerful some people are anyway. Is how powerful Zen is. Zen is so good right now.
Merlin charges in. He gets picked off early by Minimax on the counter charge, so Merlin kind of fed that, I'm not going to lie.
Merlin needs to stop with these charges. There are so many times when he'll charge in and just instantly die. And it's causing his team to lose some of these fights. Now, granted, he might have died there anyway a bit later on, but they could have at least stalled it because now they're going to have to hold this last corner. And if they lose this fight, that's going to look very bad for their time banks.
Wisdom Academy aren't really pushing up here. Like, they're not really playing to take this space or clean up these kills, which is really surprising. But Merlin has to be seeing. The shatter comes out for Merlin. He picks off 4. That just turned the fight around for Edinburgh. He gets hacked up, though. Edinburgh is just going to clean this up. Misfire sitting on cart with the Soldier is going to just clean up this point. And it's looking like it's Zorthcon desperately trying to stall, but this is all Edinburgh. That was a huge shatter coming out from Merlin.
That is what I like to see, Ryan. And he's just going to do a little celebratory emote. I'll give him that.
You earned it, Merlin.
You earned that one, Merlin. They are going to be running into a lot of ults from Wisdom Academy, though. Specifically, EMP, Bomb, Shat, actually everything. They will have literally every ultimate. And Titanic is going to try and kill Mist, I think.
Titanic's definitely going to... They get the pick off the Misfire. That just opened it up. Youngsu coming out with the Junkrat tire, though. He's looking at a pick. Is he going to get anybody? These are the questions. He's jumping around. He gets nobody. Spongy Cheese just goes quickly. But it looks like Edinburgh, they're playing on this high ground. They're looking to punish. But Wisdom just goes through Tavern and kill Youngsu.
That's really not good, especially with that
4-man EMP coming up from Titanic. Spongy Cheese gets 4, nearly 5. With the Death Blossom just rolling through Edinburgh Monarchs. They need to be, I mean, that was good from Wisdom. They killed Youngsu when he was out in the open, and they just knew they could go in.
Now they're gonna have basically almost 5 minutes on the time bank unless a touch comes in.
That pick on Titanic.
If they can get a touch, this could be huge. They do actually get the touch. The problem is no one else can. Oh no. Oh, that could have been massive for them.
Sally wasn't enough. Merlin has the shatter though. He pops the Soldier 76 on the back line. Zorthcon bombing. Is he gonna get anyone with it? He gets no one with it. Ant Matrix coming out from Red Panda. Huge shatter coming up from Merlin again. Gets 3. Both supports are down. Geekegg is getting dangerously low, but she continues living. I just lied. Valerie gets the pick off on her. Zorthcon's just gonna get cleaned up by EM. Really good defense from EM.
Titanic. No. Okay.
But Thai's trying to... Thai kills Misfire. Misfire, you have to walk. You have to AD. AD, but... Youngsu kills Titanic. Zorthcon's just gonna kill him on the top, though.
Okay, but that's an okay trade for them because they do have defender spawn advantage here. With his coalescence, they can stabilize. That was a very good kill because Titanic is so close to that ultimate.
Merlin just walks in and breaks down Minimax. Literally no chance. He's just going to press W key. Pog is in the back line. You know, DPS Moira. That's what Pog is known for. You love to see it. Merlin is still sitting on the shadow, though. He's probably going to get 1 or 2 with it. That's what he's hoping. Titanic is just sitting on this EMP, though, and Red Pandas also has another Ant Matrix.
And Valerie is not close to that ultimate. That's going to be really bad. These EMPs have been massive. If... Enormous
5-man shatter from Merlin!
The problem is no one dies from it, and Merlin gets
Spongy
patched.
Tease gets killed. Spongy Tease kills Merlin. Oh my god. Edinburgh, you have to clean up on those huge shatters. Huge EMP, 5-man coming out. How many is Spongy Cheese gonna get? He gets, oh my god, Geek kills 2 of them. Jeez. Wisdom just rolled through here. Not even a challenge for them. And that is Wisdom Academy taking that map.
That final map was...
In the series.
That final map was definitely better for Edinburgh. Overall, though, it was just some weird choices. We thought it was gonna be the Reaper.
They got us.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, they got us. That game looked dominant from Wisdom, but I don't really think you can say much. I mean, Edinburgh they looked good there at the end on that King's Row. Merlin was hitting those huge shatters. Merlin almost brought it back for his team, but he didn't, man. He didn't. It's kind of got me upsetty spaghetti because they could have clutched it out.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely could have been winnable for Edinburgh. I'm still a little confused why they didn't choose to run. Did they ever actually run Sombra?
I think so. They might have.
I can't remember. I mean, Sombra, don't get me wrong, Sombra is not like that pick-all to be-all. It's not like Brig when she first came out. But, like, when Titanic is being that dominant on Sombra, you either really need to bunker down and, like, figure out a counter to that Sombra, or you need to run a Sombra of your own and try and counter Titanic's EMPs with your own EMP. To this, who would you like to interview on Wisdom?
I think we might want to interview... I don't know. Who do you want to interview?
I have no clue.
You want to go for Titanic or Zorthcon?
Let's do Zorthcon. I feel like off-tanks don't get nearly enough love.
Alright, we'll bring in Zorthcon. I'll let you...
Well, I'll ask first.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good thing. We gotta ask! That's probably a good idea.
We're just gonna drag him in here. He's gonna be in the middle of, like, a rant or something. Well, we'll see. Overall, though, I can see Edinburgh's potential. I mean, obviously, they're the number 2 team for a reason. At least, I believe they're staying number 2 after this. Unless Geo... If Geo wins... Yes, if Geo wins, then Geo can overtake them.
Actually, is Geo undefeated?
Geo is not undefeated. They're 4-2.
Oh, Geo can overtake Edinburgh. I thought you were talking about Wisdom. I was confused. I was like, what?
No. After a 3-0, no one can overtake them. That's impossible.
What's
Let's see, where's the
interesting to see is that Wisdom have only dropped maps to
Edinburgh
Geo,
here?
EM, and who else have they lost a map to? SBC. They lost a map to SBC. I mean, SBC, they're showing up. They're getting pretty good.
They're still 0-6.
I mean,
Um,
that don't matter. That don't matter.
they're doing better. No, don't get me wrong. They're definitely doing better. Anyway, hello, Zorthcon.
Oh, hello. What's up?
All right, welcome to the casting booth. First of all, I just want to congratulate on your rather dominant 3-0 victory against whatever they're sorry,
Edinburgh Monarchs. Whoa, that's just oof.
That was rude.
Disrespectful.
I forget names of teams. I forgot Wisdom's name. I just didn't have to say it, so oh well. Anyway, coming into this game, obviously you guys are number 1 and number 2. That's I think why you got seated this way in whatever it's called.
Swiss bracket.
In the Swiss style. Words are hard today, man.
It's fine.
Were you nervous coming into this game at all?
I wasn't too nervous. I mean, there's always there's always going to be a little bit of nerves going into a game, and especially when they came out on the Torb on that first round of Lijiang. I don't think we were expecting that, but I kind of after that we sort of figured out some of their tricks and sort of realized oh, we're better.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a rather dominant showing up until that last map where they actually did look like they could have held. Is there a specific player on Edinburgh that you'd say was the scariest? The one that sort of made you sweat the most, I guess?
I mean, going into the game at the start, especially usually it was RQT because he does pull out some pretty sick carry performances. But honestly, on King's Row, I got to give props to Merlin. He was hitting some pretty nice shatters.
Oh, definitely.
Kind of caught us off guard a bit.
Yeah, we were talking about that up in the casting booth as well. Abraxas, any questions?
Honestly, not really. I mean, I only have one statement to say, and I mean, Wisdom Academy's dominance is it's back to back. They're a dynasty if you don't count them winning a championship last season.
That's that's a whole different story. Anyway. Well,
congrats on the win, Zorthcon.
Congrats on the win. My final question is just, do you have anything you'd like to say to stream, to chat, anyone you'd like to shout out, any of that?
I guess subscribe to twitch.tv/geekache.
Gotta shout out Geek.
And we dropped a map to SPC, but we've cleaned up our play. I think this has proven that, and we're coming for Geo.
Do you guys play Geo next week?
I don't know. I think we might.
It depends. It depends if Geo beats OTW, I think.
Are they playing OTW? I thought they were playing SPC.
No, they're playing SPT. If Geo beats SPC, then yes, he will be playing them because that would make them the number 2 seed.
Yeah, Wisdom probably will be playing Geo. That'd be a good game.
I don't know. I heard it's 1-1.
Is it actually? Well, that would be. I'd recommend everyone watching then to go watch over there if you haven't already, as that is the other stream game happening. Or if you'd like to, you can stick around for Expert. There's only one game actually getting streamed. Unfortunately, the really, really close game is not getting streamed because both teams have trials players, so they can't be here. So that game will be uploaded at some point tonight, probably pretty soon after it's finished around midnight because Pendy has god tier internet. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Earthcon.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
All right.
Congrats on the win again.
Yeah, congrats. We'll let you go celebrate with your team now.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
See ya. All right, well, that was actually a pretty fun game. Even if it was a 3-0, I definitely can see that Edinburgh... I want to see... There are two ways that Edinburgh I can see, really going far forward. Either A, really perfecting one of those weird comps that I was sort of bashing on, like the Torb comps. Those compositions, if you can perfect it, I can see it working. Or the option I'd prefer seeing is probably seeing them actually nail down Shadow Dive because they're already good at it. I'm not sure why they didn't play it. I don't think they even played it once this game,
Yeah,
unless I'm
they never
mistaken.
tried to mirror Wisdom in the Shadow Dive.
And I know they can play it because I've seen them play it before. So it's a bit odd that they chose not to. Maybe there's always also the possibility that this was a game where they just didn't want to show their hands and they're saving it for playoffs.
I don't know if you'd sandbag a game that's this important. I mean, this is the number 1 versus number 2 seed. I don't think that's a game you'd want to sandbag. I mean, this game could show off that you're looking to be a dominant force.
I'd agree with that statement. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
I mean, why sandbag this game? You want Wisdom Academy to go into playoffs scared of you.
True. But you also might I'm just trying to play a little devil's advocate. You're right. I sincerely doubt they were sandbagging. Maybe they just didn't feel confident enough on the Shadow Dive to think that they could beat Wisdom Academy Shadow Dive, which I'd argue when they were playing the almost mirror with the Torb, they were going back and forth.
They actually did look better when they were running the Torb, yeah.
When they were running the weird Torb Shadow Dive thingy.
If it works, it
well,
works.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, once again for watching. I have been Hedwig, the Expert Division Coordinator, my lovely co-caster Abraxas,
That's me.
and streamer. I highly recommend going to see SBC versus Geometric right now. Thank you. And watching the other game. It will be uploaded at some point tonight. It is OTW versus Hyperflex. I can actually give you an update on their score, though. OTW won 3-0. Not really shocking. OTW is up in the standings by 1 game and like 10 maps. So overall, that doesn't shock me. However, it probably was a pretty decent game, so I would recommend watching that on the YouTube channel when it comes out. Anyway, that's all for us, and thank you so much for watching. Peace nut.
See you guys.